Hey guys, I'm back on the 300 TD Wagon. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe, like button so we can get more viewers to the channel. But this is the big video that I think everyone's been waiting for, is how to remove the dash on a 300D or a 123. And today we're going to do it on the Wagon, and I'm going to walk you through the entire process step by step. This is going to be a very long video. So this is really for the, it's showing the work that I'm doing on the car, but, when I go to sell it, that's going to be very valuable. However, it's also for the enthusiast, for you guys out there that want to do this on your car. There's really not many great videos on how to do it. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe. I need more subscribers, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Right now we have I think this month I had 13,000 non-subscribed people view the videos, and only 4,000 subscribed people viewed the videos. So some of you non-subscribers, click right there. Click, click, click. All right, we'll see you in a minute. All right, everybody, here's the video I think everybody's been waiting for. I'm going to remove the dash on this 300 TD, this Wagon. I've already got the gauge cluster loose. I just have some pullers. I'll show you guys. You put the pullers here and you pull out a little bit. So the first thing we need to do is get this A-pillar trim off of here. And I've already started, and sorry, I forgot to record right when I started, but you basically peel back the windlace right here, and you get a plastic pry bar. And about 3 inches from the bottom, you put your bar in here and you twist it a little bit. And after you twist it, you can see I've exposed the clip right there. Let me zoom in. All right, you see that little clip? There we go. It goes into the A-pillar. So if you press in on this clip a little bit while pulling or twisting inwards, that clip will release. Now there's another clip about 4 inches from the top. Here we go. You see how far we are from the top? Here's the top right there. So that's about maybe 4 inches or so. And you can see there's that same clip. And you can push in on the clip and release tension on it. And we want to twist. What we want to do is once those are loose, we want to kind of twist inwards and then kind of pull out and down. And that's going to pull this A-pillar trim off. It's kind of one of those things you got to feel for the first time. All right, see, that one's out. I pushed in, released it. Now we want to twist a little. There we go. All right, now we're going to pop this out. And we want to pull. There we go. It's almost out. All right, we got the clips out. You see the 2 clips? Now we got to pull down. There we go. And see, we've preserved the original clips. So you just got to press on it and you pull it out. Now, what's very important when you're doing that is you do not want to break the VIN plate. See how the VIN plate is just, we bent it up just a little bit. And I kind of did that with the piece as I was pulling it out. I kind of twisted it and pressed that VIN plate up. And now that this is out, we can go work on the other side. The service manual does not go into any of that detail. All the service manual says is stick a plastic pry bar in here and twist. So then you want to pull out from the bottom. There we go. And you can see there's those little clips, and we did not break anything. So that worked. All right, the next thing we want to do is go ahead and pop out the kick panels on the driver and passenger side. So we'll pop off our little, there's plastic screw covers. And if they break when you're doing this, you can get these. These are still readily available. Underneath the dash, you're going to see, there you go, a plastic screw there. Now that turns 90 degrees and pulls out. There you go, this turns. You can see this one's never been out. There we go. See, we turned it 90 degrees. And then that plastic screw comes out. And there's another one over here that I already took out, sorry, before I started recording. It actually goes up through there. And then you just unscrew the 3 screws that go under the dash that were covered by the little plastic clips. All right, here's the important part about removing this panel. Ooh, interesting, that's an old alarm system. So we'll take that alarm system out of here. Okay, so you see how we push the emergency brake pedal in so that can clear right there, because you don't want to break off your tab where that little plastic screw was. Now, over on this side, you see we got that, like, I think that's like an air vent. You got to grab like right here and kind of pry out that air vent. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. And then this panel can come out. And I can see this, we're going to remove this old school alarm system. I think that's, yeah, that's like literally probably from 1983. So we'll take that stuff out of here. So let me get this panel out. Same process on the other side. I'll go ahead and remove that one. Okay. The next thing we need to do, you see right there, you see that little chain? That is the chain that connects your brake release, your emergency brake release. See, pressing the emergency brake and that releases it. So we need to remove that chain. So what you do, you just pull this lever forward and then the chain you can push up and over the end. There we go. Then I'll pull this out. There we go. And that simply removes. So the next thing we do here, we need to pull off our this guy. I might need both hands for that. See if I get that. This should just pull straight off. There we go. See, it's a press fit on there. Okay, once you have that off, you'll notice there's a nut back there. We need to unscrew that nut. All right, guys, I don't know what the metric socket size is, but I use a 15/16 SAE. And we can easily turn that off. Spin this off. There we go. There you go. And you're left with that little guy. We'll just put that in the center console. All right, that's kind of hard to see here, but we're going to remove these speaker covers. So to get the speaker covers out, this is like one of those little miniature sockets. You get these on like the, you know, the dollar shelf when you're checking out at the auto parts store, but they work perfect for removing speaker covers. There we go. It's like a ratcheting little screwdriver. Get a little pick under here. This will lift up. Come on. There you go. Once you get it lifted up, see there's a little clip here. And then that thing, we'll just, there you go. I got that loose. And when you lift up, there you go. There's that other tab right there. So we'll just, that's what we're going for. So first we need to remove the speaker, and I think we need to disconnect the speaker. And then there's the first bolt that's holding in our dash. So let's go ahead and screw this out and disconnect it. I realize you can only see part of what I'm doing here, but I'm again just, there's 4 screws that hold the speaker in. Now we can lift this speaker out, and there we go. We should be able to get to our speaker connector right there. It is. See if I can unplug this connector. Okay, there we go. I just unplugged the speaker connector. All right, here's the bolt we're going for, and you can see there's a bracket underneath it. Let's see, there you go. See how it goes through a clip, and that holds it actually to the body of the car. So we need to remove that bolt. And now is also a good time. You can reach behind here and push a little bit on your center console. There we go. See that? See how I just pushed the center console out from behind? Because we're going to have to remove, I'm sorry, the gauge cluster, not the center console. And so we're going to need to go ahead and disconnect everything from the back of here. So we'll do that and remove that one bolt. Okay, and this bolt right here, guys, get back in there, that's an 8mm. And there we go. So that's our first dash bolt that's been removed. Let's go ahead and get this gauge cluster out. Get it right through there. And there we go. I have the cable in my hand now. I just need to go counterclockwise and that thing pops off. There we go. All right, we've pulled that cable loose. Now the other thing we want to do is right over here, right there. That's our oil line. That's a 10mm there with a 10mm, and you can crack that guy loose. There we go. She's loose. And then you just got to slowly loosen this. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, there we go. You can see our oil line. We just finished unscrewing that. Now let's take off our main plug right here. Just got to pull this thing pretty hard. I'm going to have to use both hands for that. Over on this side, we have our light bulbs. Let's see, that first one there is glow plug, and then it skips a spot, then it goes to the seat belt. So there we go. We can see there's a plug for the glow plugs, and there's right there is the seat belt. Right here is the clock, and I can still hear the clock ticking, so that works. Great. There we go. Clock is undone. And then we have this is our speed sensor for the cruise control. If this is not working, the cruise control won't engage. So we clip that. There we go. Pull that guy off, and there should be one more plug. There we go. There's our final plug there. All right. Now, all we have left is our main harness plug there. So let me go ahead and get that undone. Now, this gauge cluster will lift out of the car. Wow, look at that. That thing is in beautiful condition. Wow, the rheostat is even in great condition on this. So let's just go set this over on the bench so it doesn't get damaged. Okay, there's what we're left with. Gauge cluster is out. Now, let's go ahead and start on some more dash bolts. You can see right there. We need to remove that nut. So we'll go ahead and get that nut out. And that nut is our 10mm, same that we were just using to get the oil line out. So let's break that guy loose. There we go. We can screw that out by hand. There you go. You have a thick washer and a nut that comes off of there. So we'll go ahead and put this over here. And there we go. That bolt, so see it goes through that bracket there. So when we take the dash out, we'll have to push that back so it can clear that bracket. All right, I'm over here on the passenger side. We need to do the same thing with this speaker. So we're going to go ahead and remove this speaker out of here. That's our 8mm. There we go. There's the little original Becker speaker connection that just snaps out. All right, we need to go ahead and get our kick panel out. And again, you just need to take our little covers off here. That one just... All right, we've popped our screws out right there. Now, let's go turn this 90 degrees. There we go. And okay, and once you get that one out there, this is basically going to fall down. And this is much easier to get out than the driver's side because the pedals are not here. We'll go ahead and remove that. And we'll set it right up there on our roof racks. All right. So that's interesting. That might have been for a cell phone back in the day. Not sure. We'll go ahead and take that out of here. Anyway, so bolts along the top, speakers disconnected, 2 kick panels out, and the gauge cluster removed. All right, on this side, you're going to notice we have a 10 millimeter right here, and that one actually has a nut on the back of it, and it goes to that brace or that bracket there. So we'll go ahead and take that out. I don't remember. All right, we're just over on the passenger side. Man, that one was in there. Sorry for the shaky camera, guys. This is not easy to film these angles. All right, and then we just see we have our nut and our thick washer. That's what holds that dash bolt right there. And this can actually push through once it comes time to remove the dash. All right, next we're going to go ahead and get this bolt right here. And as I said, there's a nut on the back of it. Okay. All right, you can see we got the 10 millimeter nut off the back of there, so that frees the dash from that bracket right there. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do here on this wagon is open the glove box. Let's get all this original documentation out of here. Now we have to remove the glove box insert so we can get back behind there. All right, and a way to do that, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's little plastic clips right here. And there we go. Those clips just pull straight out. We'll put them in the glove box. So you can use a tool like this, and you just slip around the clip, and it pulls straight out. It's a pin. The light. Just stick that up in there. We pull the light through, and we disconnect that. You can see there's a wire there, wire there. You just do that with a small screwdriver. And there we go. Just pulls out the glove box liner. And now we have access to everything back here. There we go. Once we're back here, we can see there we can grab and detach the vent the duct from the vent. And that's what we wanted to access right here. See those 2 wires that connect to the glove box light switch? So we want to go ahead and detach those. All right, there we go. This center duct here, this rubber piece, that's going to pull off. That's what's attached to these 2 ducts right here. And I think there are actually 2 screws right here, or 2 bolts right here behind this plate. So I might have to pop this piece out right here so I can get access to them. So, okay, also I went ahead and I disconnected this vent duct, and it's just pressed on there. You can see there's little tabs that it slips over, and that can easily pull off of there. And we're also going to do that on the other side, and I think we can reach around right there. We go, right through there. You notice I have just an oil gauge in there. That's so I've been able to start the car and back it up and pull it forward without the gauge cluster, because there is a mechanical oil pressure line right there, and if you do not have the gauge hooked up, that will spray oil out. So that's just so I can move the car around in and out of the shop. All right, let's go ahead. All right, I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I know this is a side angle, but basically you got to put the shifter back, and let's go ahead and take out the ashtray. And there's a little tab right here. You just press the prong, and the ashtray pulls out, because we want to get the radio out and climate control, and then this center console bezel right here, or wood piece right here, so we can get behind there. Go ahead and pull it all out. There's 2 screws that remove the ashtray. And also, we're going to want to replace, in the future, not in this dash video, we need to remove this center wood piece so I can replace the window switches. So doing this is also going to allow us to remove this center wood piece. These cars are very easy to disassemble and reassemble. Everything's laid out very well. Get those screws out of here. Now I always like to take those and actually put them in the ashtray. That way you don't lose them. All right, now this piece is just going to slide out, and we have our connection for the cigarette lighter. There you go, that just comes off. There's our ashtray frame. Actually, I'm going to wait on the radio. We're going to go ahead and start with this piece. Now this just snaps on. There's a panel, an aluminum panel behind it. And this just snaps off. There we go. We snap off our center panel. Okay, here's what we're looking at here. We want this climate control to come out, and we're just going to undo these screws here, and then this piece is going to come out. Now I think we leave these two or these in because I think these are actually holding the climate control system in. I think it's only these two that have to come out. I can't remember, but I'll go ahead and get this out and then show you what we're working with. All right, once you have these two top screws out, I've already done this off camera, but you see there's like a slot right here. So if you stick a small screwdriver in there and you lift up a little bit, it'll like press, there you go. It'll start to press this forward, and then all of a sudden it'll pop loose. And here is our climate control. That's the climate control unit. Now, you can see this is popped loose too. I don't do it from prying out here and trying to pry that off. I reach behind it. Once that climate control is out, whoop, I got a got a button out there. And then you can press from the back side. Let's see if I can demonstrate this and hold the camera. Oh, we got one of the buttons out. There we go. See how it popped loose? Sorry, I had a little trouble there. The best way to get this panel out, see, these clips go kind of up under the dash. So to pull this panel out, you got to kind of pop the switches forward. You can reach underneath and push these little levers and then reach behind there through the climate control, pop them out, and then that gives you clearance to like pull one side out and get it loose. And those right there are the two dash screws that I'm going for. That one and that one. They basically attach the dash to the center console area. So we need to go ahead and get those screws out. All right, at this point, our dash is ready to pull out. And you can see I've actually already gotten this started. This front lip right here tucks up underneath the window seal. And so that's kind of a snug fit. Let me show you how I do it. Basically, you roll the dash back, sit in the driver's seat, and you can grab and kind of roll it backwards. So what I do, I'll grab like right here, and I pull until it pops out. Then you can kind of grab the AC vents here and you pull a little bit, and you can see the dash rolling back. Kind of roll this forward and out. It's going to go out the driver's side. There we go. But there we go. That dash is out. And we can see there's the vacuum pod. Let's see. There's a couple of them back here. There's a vacuum pod. There's a vacuum pod right over there. We're going to rebuild all those pods. But you can see how everything back here that's amazing original condition. All the electrical wire and everything is in awesome condition. That has obviously never been out. Very cool. All right, let's go look at the dash. And when I twisted it and rolled it forward, I rolled the hole right here onto the steering wheel, and it got hung. And this part right here, so you can see it's like a crescent moon shape, and it goes a little bit farther on the edges and kind of grips around that steering column. I had trouble popping that off of there. Let's go ahead and roll this up and look on the back side. All right, so there we go. There's our thermometer plugs right there. There's all the original insulation. There's the two brackets that I had to unscrew. There's where the side bracket went through there. There's our emergency brake and our light switch. And there's our vent where the ductwork attaches. This right here, that reads the temperature and goes around into the climate control system. And you can see here where from the gauge, oh, and here's the rubber boot that slides around the center vent duct. And this is a rubber boot, but then Mercedes, they used a foam line to connect these. And this is always deteriorated. And so I've just got some, I don't know, I think it's 2-inch pipe insulation that I just reattach across there. But those are, that was like barely hanging on. And when I took the dash out, it just crumbled and fell apart. And that's totally normal. And of course, there's the glove box. Oh, and there is your defroster vents. So let's go ahead and roll this thing back over. Well, there we go, guys. That's how you get a dash out. And there's our nice, big, beautiful crack. That's why we're replacing this. So next, that's when we start on rebuilding all these vacuum pods. And we'll test it all while the, make sure all they work, how everything works while we have the dash out. So before we put it back in, here's the big culprit right here. This is the one that always fails, and you get your center vent stuck closed, and your AC comes out of the defrost. So we're going to take care of all that stuff. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that video. That's probably like a, man, if you start in the morning, you can finish in the evening. I did that like over a 3-day period, working on it for like, I don't know, an hour or two a day. That's about a 4-hour job. And I did it like over a 3-day period because I'm working on several other projects. So it's not that bad. It takes about 4 hours. If it's your first time, I don't know, maybe six hours. But that's how you do it. And you notice from my video, word of caution, remove the steering wheel. I tried to cut corners this time and leave the steering wheel on there. Bad idea. That was not fun getting it around the steering wheel. Anyway, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.